If your primary data analysis tool is Excel, then you might not have a lot of experience working with data types. Data types define the kind of data that a specific field contains, such as numbers or text, and are an integral part of every database. In this lesson, we'll learn about the types of data that can be included in a database. Every field in a database must have a single type, and all the data in the field must be of that type. However, different fields within a single table can have different types. Let's look at some of the more common data types you'll see in databases. While the exact types and names can vary, the basic types we'll see here are found in pretty much any database. Numbers are perhaps the most important type of data in any database. The type of numeric data depends on whether the numbers contain fractional or decimal parts, as well as the desired precision. Whole numbers are represented by the integer type, sometimes just called int. Integers can be positive or negative numbers without any decimal component. For example, numbers like 8, -53, and 10,000 are all integers. Generally, any number you use in a business context can be represented as integers. If you work with very large numbers, you may come across other types like long, but most people will never need to use these. If your numbers have a decimal component, then you'll need to use different numeric types to represent them. There are a variety of types that can be used to represent decimal numbers, including real, float, and double. Generally, the difference between these types refers to the amount of precision they support. Precision refers to the number of significant digits in any numeric entry. Significant digits are any digits in a number other than leading zeros. For example, the number 3.1419 has a precision of 5, while 0.000478 has a precision of 3. In most business contexts, you're unlikely to need large amounts of precision. If this is the case, you can use these data types interchangeably. Text-based data is another common type in databases. Text data is often stored using a type called string or character. Generally, a character type represents a single character, such as a letter, a punctuation mark, or a number that you don't want to use for calculations. A string represents a series of characters that form words, sentences, and other text fields. When applying the string data type, you may need to set the length of the field to determine the maximum number of characters that a string can hold. Another common data type is a Boolean. A Boolean field is one that can have only two values, true or false. Sometimes the two possible values may be 1 and 0, or yes and no, instead of true and false. In any event, there should only be two possible values. Booleans are also known as yes-no fields, or sometimes binary fields. An example of this data type could include whether a particular product is currently sold or has been discontinued. Moving on, we'll look at dates. Dates are very common in business data, and most databases will have a date type. Generally, dates in a database are stored in the internationally recognized format of year, month, day. For example, 2018-10-20 would represent October 20th, 2018. Databases may also have a time data type, which stores time data. This is generally stored in the 24-hour format. You can also have date-time data, which stores both a date and a time. We've now seen the basic data types that are generally found in most databases. While your database may contain other data types or similar data types with different names, the types we've seen here are the most common ones you'll encounter. Over the past two lessons, we've learned about tables in a database and the data contained in them. In the next lesson, we'll look at how you can join two tables together to combine their data into a single table.